I don't really know if I'm posting this for advice, a pep talk, or just get it off my chest. I can't share this with anyone in my daily life, and the weight of it is pushing me to the edge. I'm still in the hospital as I type this on my phone. It's been a chaotic blur, but I'll try to lay out what happened and what I decided to do. I'm Ethan, 34 years old, and my wife Emma is also 34. We've been together since our teens and married for over a decade. We have two children, Brandon, our son, and Haley, our daughter. Up until recently, I thought we had a stable, loving family. Maybe just a little stressed and distant these past few months, but that morning changed everything. Early one day, Emma was driving around with her friend Rachel, supposedly for a last outing before we were set to leave on a cruise, which I had already prepared for. I had gone to bed, expecting her to come home soon, but she never did. Worried about the snow and her staying out too late, I decided to pick her up from Rachel's condo. Let's just say I got there, found the door unlocked, went upstairs, and discovered Emma in bed with a total stranger. They were sleeping, half covered by blankets. I lost control and lunged at the guy. Apparently, it took both Emma and Rachel to pull me off him. I have little memory of it, except them stopping me. I told Emma to come with me, that she had 5 minutes to get in my car or not come home at all. She got dressed fast and followed me, but I was furious, driving angrily through the snow. Another car veered into our lane and we crashed through a guardrail. Emma suffered serious injuries, broken ribs, collapsed lung, crushed shoulder. But they say she'll recover fully. I had cuts and bruises, but nothing severe. Right now, I'm sitting by her hospital bed because, ironically, I feel I have to be here for her. I don't even know how to look at her, but we have kids to think about. I can't just vanish when she's incapacitated. I told nobody in the family about the wreck or about her affair. I don't know how to face them or how to tell my children what happened. This fiasco has overshadowed the actual accident, which is saying a lot. We've been arguing for a few months. Emma complained about exhaustion, about how our life had gotten dull and stressful. I'd suggested we plan a nice vacation, thinking maybe we just needed time away from everyday stress, but apparently she decided she needed a different kind of escape. Catching her in the act confirmed what I'd started to suspect but never truly believe. She had grown distant, and I didn't know why. Now I do. As soon as I saw her with that stranger, all love I felt for her vanished on the spot, replaced by numbness and outrage. In my mind, the moment Emma chose to cheat, she destroyed our marriage. No legal proceeding was necessary to show me we were no longer husband and wife. The accident only underlined how quickly life can append you. She's here in this hospital bed, heavily sedated for her injuries, and I can't even bear to ask her the why questions yet. I know I get answers I don't want. But as I keep repeating to myself, we are done. She ended it. Now I have to figure out how to handle the children. Brandon and Haley are everything to me. They need her in their lives to some extent, but I also despise her for betraying us. She might be a terrible wife, but they still love her as their mother. So for them, I'm trying not to explode in rage at her bedside or vanish from the hospital. I consider just walking out, calling her parents to say, she's your responsibility now. But I keep thinking about Brandon and Haley. No matter how monstrous Emma's betrayal was, the kids shouldn't lose both parents in a sense. There are so many complicated questions. Should I call her parents and tell them about the wreck and the cheating? How can I explain to them I'm done with their daughter? How do I tell my kids, especially since I'm obviously upset that I'll be divorcing their mom? I'm stuck physically and emotionally in this hospital room with Emma 3 feet away. I love my kids more than anything, so I can't just vanish. I know I need a lawyer to file for divorce. I'm definitely going that route. There's no repairing what's been done. Emma destroyed the marriage the second she climbed into bed with that stranger. But I still have to handle the hospital stay, the children's confusion, the finances, a possible insurance claim from the wreck, and the emotional fallout of discovering my wife is unfaithful. Frankly, I'm numb. My wife is unconscious, her injury severe, and she might not fully grasp I caught her red-handed. If she tries to apologize or rationalize, I'm not sure what I'll say. All I can do is keep repeating, she ended this marriage, not me. The best I can do is shield our children from as much of the drama as possible. Eventually, I left the hospital room for a few hours and reached out to my parents. We arranged for Brandon and Haley to stay with them a bit longer. My father realized from my tone that something was badly wrong. He'd offered a listening ear, but I couldn't bear to tell him about Emma's infidelity yet. Just told him about the accident. It's all I could handle for now. I decided to speak to a counselor or a therapist. Honestly, I was nearing a breakdown. My counselor told me to breathe, focus on the immediate steps, ensuring Emma recovers physically, consulting a divorce lawyer, handling day to day routines for the kids. Emotional clarity can come later. When Emma finally woke up and was stable enough to talk, we had a short, tense conversation. She tried to apologize, but I cut her off. I didn't want the details or excuses. I told her she was free to be with whomever, just not as my wife. She sobbed, said it was a mistake, insisted she still loved me. All I saw was a liar who just wrecked me in ways the car accident never could. I left the room. The nurses probably think I'm the world's worst husband. Let them. I can't pretend to be loving or supportive when I feel so betrayed. She can heal physically. I can't heal from the heartbreak so easily. With Emma sedated half the time, I turned to a reputable lawyer. I explained everything, from discovering her betrayal to the crash, from my confusion to how I found out. The lawyer gave me straightforward advice: gather evidence, remain calm, protect my children, and don't do anything rash like publicly shaming Emma or interfering with her medical care. I updated my parents about the overall situation. They were shocked and disgusted by Emma's behavior, but promised to help with Brandon and Haley. Then I told Emma's parents about the accident, leaving out the affair details for now. I simply said she was stable but needed a lot of recovery time, and that we'd talk more once she was discharged. Inside, I wrestled with guilt, anger, sorrow, especially around the kids, but I reminded myself they're innocent. They need structure, a safe environment, love. Emma obviously didn't care enough about that, but I do. So I kept them at my parents' until Emma was out of the hospital, planning to request majority custody. She could see them once she was in a stable living situation. Brandon, 10 years old, sensed I was upset, asked about the scratches on my face from the crash. I told him we were in an accident, but mom's going to be fine, then changed the subject. Haley, 6, just wanted hugs and bedtime stories. Holding them both, I knew I had to survive this for them. They still deserved a father who wasn't a broken mess. I refused to let Emma manipulate me by using the children. She couldn't blame me for abandoning her. I was actually the one being forced out by her betrayal. My job was simply to salvage what I could for the kids and build a new life. Wreath, like Stations, it's been a long road, but I've learned. Cheating ends a marriage instantly in my eyes. The moment Emma chose that path, we were finished. My children remain my priority. They need stability, calm, and honest love from me, regardless of their mother's actions. I can't fix Emma or understand her motives. She destroyed my trust, and I refuse to endure her excuses. Therapy helps. I needed someone objective to talk me through the shock, humiliation, and heartbreak. Life goes on. My kids are growing. I have a future. Emma can do what she wants, but not with me. No matter how battered I feel, I'm focusing on ensuring Brandon and Haley stay happy and secure. If Emma recovers and eventually tries to be a decent mother, that's up to her. I won't block them from seeing her if a custody arrangement is in place, but it's all legal now, no illusions, no romantic patch-ups. She threw away what we had. EPILGE, a new beginning. I finalized the divorce. Emma ended up for a time with her parents or a friend's place, then found her own path. I poured my energy into fatherhood and my job. My children adjusted, still curious about why mom and dad live apart, but I keep it gentle, no ugly details. Over time, I learned I could breathe again. The heartbreak remains a scar, but it no longer defines me. Someday I might trust someone else, but it'll take time. The cynic in me says never again. The father in me wants to show Brandon and Haley that love exists, that you can move past betrayal. Either way, I'm no longer that naive guy who believed my wife's every word. I see the world more clearly now. Painful but real. If you're reading this for any reason, curiosity, empathy, your own heartbreak, just know you're not alone. One day you realize life keeps moving forward, even if your chest still feels hollow at times. You find small joys, a child's laugh, a sunny day, the slow sense that you are building a future no one can steal from you. That's what I hold on to, and I hope you find something like that for yourself too.